Hey everyone, it's me, Godzilla, and today I think what I'm going to be talking about is just a little topic that I remember earlier today I saw a video by Living Corpse, and it was I love Godzilla but his fans suck. So I watched that video, I watched some of it, and then later on I had to go to school, so I waited and I came back, watched it, and finished it. And I was just kind of thinking about it here and there. It was just kind of out there, and I didn't really know what was going on. Like with the video, like it's he's really just displaying a lot of opinions he's just having and frustration he had with certain parts of the community, which is totally understandable in my opinion. I think I did one community rant a while back, and that was on Godzilla 54. But that was more just about a smaller issue that I saw. But this is going to be like a little bit more generalized one. And this is just from looking at videos from just Living Corpse and other videos that was directed to from that video, which were videos by Kaiju, Zilla, 621, and Leafy's here. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I mean, 347 Nerf Man. My mistake, sorry about that. But in any case, there's just a few notes I just jotted down that I want to talk about in his video as well as a few other videos. And I remember one of the main topics that a lot of these videos talked about was the concept of Godzilla only channels. And personally, this channel is a Kaiju specific channel. I have a little motto pretty much that I've always done in my mind when it comes to any of the content on this channel is that no matter what's on screen, it should always be related to Kaiju. So like I may not be showing like pictures of Kaiju all the time or videos of something to do with Kaiju, but what I'm always talking about should have to do with Kaiju to some degree. Like that's just kind of been always my opinion when it comes to making content on this channel, because this is my personal channel because I'm also obviously a part of Holo Dragons VD. Because if anyone watches any of my content on VD, I always say, hey, it's me, Simzala. But I don't link my channel in the VD videos that I do because obviously the channel is run by me and a couple of friends, so it's not really like I'm like, oh, I need to self-promote myself, because I personally do YouTube solely for the enjoyment of spreading my opinion on YouTube. Like, I just enjoy making YouTube videos. I enjoy doing art on DeviantArt. I do it solely for entertainment purposes, as well as to expand my skill set and learning to be able to just do videos and draw better, both in a digital and physical sense. Like, I just like the idea of video making, and I really like art. I really just don't want to, I don't have this great interest to gain monetary value out of it, despite the fact that on VD we do have merchandise that we sell, but that's mostly because it's a competitive team and stuff like that that we do, so that's kind of different. But with like Godzilla and stuff like that in my own personal channel, I don't monetize any of my videos. Like my whole big thing I did that was pretty much copied almost word for word from GojiFan93's disclaimers. Like, I don't want any copyright infringements. I just want to spread my opinion on certain topics that have to do with Kaiju and the Kaiju community and stuff. So, yeah. I remember, like, in his video, he talked about the issues he had on Toho Kingdom with, like, the spoiler section and stuff. Like, I personally don't frequent Toho Kingdom on the forums. Like, I'll pop in here and there and just read topics. And another motto I go by is that if there's something I see, like, on a site or a video that I think really speaks to me in terms of like I really want to do a video about it, then I'll do a video about it. I won't like put it on a forum, because like I've seen drama and I've seen flame wars happen when it comes to stuff like that. So I mean, I always try to make my things like that final nail in the coffin. Just I'm really not going to do like other videos on it again if it's that much of an issue. I'll do more videos, but like just I don't know, like forums just haven't really been my thing in more recent years. Like, I used to kind of frequent forums back in the day, but now not as commonly. But another thing he talked about was how the Godzilla community is beyond toxic or poisonous. It's radioactive, which I don't know if he was trying to just make a joke of the situation, not in like he's trying to make fun of the situation, but more like just trying to bring a brighter side to like obviously an issue that he finds to be a serious issue, kind of like a I don't know, but I think like my own personal opinions when it comes to the community is that the Godzilla community is pretty much not more, isn't any more toxic than any other community out there, like, in my opinion. I mean, I can name a bunch of communities that I would consider far more toxic, like, just to name a few, Halo, Sonic, Creepypasta, Call of Duty, Undertale, Steven Universe, and, like, that's just to name a few of communities I think are way more toxic, but that's just me, and I personally think that communities as a whole are just toxic in general, but I think it's just who you really want to like give the time of day when it comes to their opinions and really just want to take their like kind of like well what they say to you that much to heart. Like you'll see me here and there, like I'll give long lengthy statements or defense of certain things like on DA when it comes to certain pictures or discussions, but like I won't get physically mad over something because like that really doesn't do anything for me. Like I'll do a video explaining my whole opinion on it, and from there it can be refuted in another video, and just really that just gives me more reason to make more content on my channel, and that's just my opinion on it. Like I don't know. And I remember I was like Kaijuzilla's video. He was talking about like how he's doing YouTube primarily for like goals to set. Like I personally am not someone who's making videos for some kind of goal because like I'm someone who's pretty content to just do whatever it is here and there, like for whatever really. I mean, again, I do all this for fun, and I'm not out for a golden play button. I'm not out there for all these subscribers. I'm just out there to make fun and interesting content and different content. Like that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to do versus videos, is because I saw with the Star Wars community how they do versus videos, and I wanted to see if I could think up, oh, how could I do a versus video, which I haven't even done my first versus video, but I've been really just wanting to make sure I get them down in a way that I can get a good, I can feel proud of it. And that's kind of like, I'd say the only goal I really have is just being proud of the content I make and seeing people who also enjoy the content that I make, which is why I'm really happy that I only have like 44 subscribers, and I think every single one of you guys for me subscribe to me. But my one video, my Gorosaurus Skull video, that has like over 1K views, and that is just, I remember when I saw that, I was just astounded. Like even on VD, we don't really have any videos that broke 1K. Like we have a few that are in like the few hundreds of views, and all of my videos on that channel I have a few hundred views on them. But I mean, out of like a group of friends, I'm the only one with really 1K views on any of his videos, and that was just something I was really happy about. So that's kind of it. Like I'm not in it for money. I mean, there's a lot of other things outside of YouTube that I do. Like I socialize pretty to a good degree. I like staying to myself because I like writing and drawing and stuff. But I mean, like, I do martial arts and stuff. I go to a lot of tournaments, and that's kind of what I do in terms of, like, things that I'd say, like, it's another big passion I have. But I'm kind of getting off track here. But going back to the idea of toxicity in the community, two really big examples of feeling like I'm kind of, like, on the different spectrum of the main community at large is, like, in the Halo community, I've kind of tried to distance myself from the Halo community, despite the fact that I still am subscribed to a ton of Halo YouTubers, and I will comment on most of their videos here and there. Like, one thing is that I always comment on Fabian's videos because, like, I really just, I don't like him as a person. I don't like him in most of his opinions, like, kind of like, I understand where he may be coming from, but in most cases, they're just really groundless. In my own personal opinion, they're just kind of almost pipe dreams in a way, where there are these like high and mighty ideas or these concepts or these principles that are to be upheld within Halo, when in reality Halo, it's not just really a game, in my opinion. It's like a series that's expanded to so many other forms of media that it's expanded beyond just a first-person shooter with single movement, power weapons, and Master Chief. like most people and original trilogy fans will like to say. And this is coming from someone who's been playing Halo since CE, modding Custom Edition, and playing throughout all the Halo games. I think like there's always different opinions in the community, and one big topic I've always talked about was the concept of it's kind of like a thing in my notes called $60 rant, where people who play Halo 5 right now have been complaining about lack of content on the new Halo games. And a lot of people, they don't even make mention of the fact that like a lot of games have been getting complaints of having lack of content in recent years. Not all games, but a lot of games. And what it really comes down to is just like, well, there's other factors, like the economy is a big factor as to why there's less content. I mean, most people don't research this. I don't think Fabian researches this at all when he ever talks about lack of content. I mean, the back in the day in like the 2000s when CE and the trilogy were getting released, $60 then, that's around $83.13 now currently. And a lot of people are saying, well, I mean, there's a lack of content. Why are we getting more content like we did in the original trilogy days? Well, you're pretty much paying for less. Like, you're paying $60, but that $60 doesn't weigh as much as it did back then. So it makes sense that you wouldn't be getting as much content. Not to mention the fact that like graphics are way better, despite the fact that people say, oh, graphics don't matter. Let's be honest with ourselves, guys. Graphics really do matter. And sound crews, all this capture, days and days of game balancing, coding, which is something highly underrated. Like, people take coding for granted so much, texturing, the whole 9 yards. Like, I mean, the Halo community really does take a ton of things for granted. And it's kind of amazing that people never make mention of this. And I mean, like, the Godzilla community can be considered guilty of this as well, but I'll get into that into a second. Another big community thing that I've been kind of on the forefront of saying is Star Wars, with the concept of new canon versus legends. And I've always said, whenever it comes to videos I see where a lot of people who are kind of been getting into Star Wars because of new canon have been doing all these videos like most powerful Sith or most powerful Jedi or origins of this, origins of that. And I mean, if you really were like a bigger Star Wars fan, you would kind of know most of this information already. Like, this isn't really new to most people. This is really only new to people who ever watched the original trilogy and usually just bash the prequels, and that's kind of it. I mean, however, there are obviously different degrees to that in the Star Wars community, but most of the people who are like saying like, oh wow, this is such new riveting information, to most other people who are big Star Wars fans, like we already know this stuff. And I've always tried to spread the hashtag Legends Master Race, sorry, hashtag Legends Master Race and hashtag New Canon Peasants, because like looking at new canon towards Legends, like Legends is so much better. It's deeper. Its storylines, like, they weren't so archetypal in terms of like how new canon is either really trying to push an agenda or they're recycling ideas from Legends and they're just rebranding characters to push the same agenda. Like Rebels and Force Awakens and Rogue One are really good examples of this, and as well as some of the other books, the newer books, because I've been trying to read the newer books so I can at least say that, hey, I've read the books, so it's not like I'm giving groundless ranting about it. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, really, the Godzilla community is no different from any other fandom. It's got its toxic people, its trolls, and then it's just got those people who just want to enjoy the series, which it just, that clashing of opinions and ideas and motives and stuff, it's just kind of, well, stuff happens in my opinion. I mean, another thing he brought up was the idea of the Godzilla community going after the anime community, and I will say that I'm a Godzilla fan first. I was gotten into Godzilla when I was much younger, and I really started watching anime more seriously a lot in high school. And what that I mean, I've gone to a lot of anime conventions and stuff, and I've gone to almost every G Fest, and since I've started knowing that G Fest was a thing, and I personally think that some G fans are kind of, well, bashing the anime community because, well, it's kind of the easy thing to do with the internet nowadays. I mean, the term weeaboo can be thrown out everywhere, even to people who are Japanese, which, if you look at the actual definition of a weeaboo is someone who denounces their culture and pretends to be Japanese and learns Japanese through the anime they watch, as well as eating nothing but ramen and pocky and pretty much all this kind of Japanese food that you see in anime. So it's pretty much trying to be Japanese through anime, which not all anime fans are like that. So I mean, really, in the idea of trashing anime, I think, like, when it comes to the modern day internet, that's just kind of like the easy thing to do. Like, they're just kind of an easy target nowadays. Like, yeah. So I mean, like, seeing that from like the Godzilla community, it's not much different than seeing it from like the comic book community, more eccentric moviegoers communities, like any fandom in general. Like, I think they've got fans who bash anime, and anime fans bash other things. So I mean, like, saying that like the Godzilla community will get into a hissy fit, like, every fandom has people who will get into a hissy fit because there are fanboys. I can say this wholeheartedly because I mean, like, I used to be like, I mean, there's Halo gameplay on this in this video, as you can see, and I used to be a heavy Halo fanboy. Like, I used to say Halo is the best thing, and that's it. I mean, I play a lot of other games. I still like the Halo series. I like it primarily for the lore now. The games are okay. Even the original trilogy, like, it's more or less like how certain people in the Star Wars community talk about like the original Star Wars movies. Like, they're great, but they're not revolutionary, and that's just kind of how it is for me. I mean, with Halo, I've come to really see that, like, in gaming, it's a business. In movies, it's a business. Everything comes down to corporate and profit. And I mean, corporate will shoot for the widest margin so that they can get your dollar. Like, that's what corporate's after, is just money, and that's pretty much it. And I mean, certain people, they just want the similar thing. They're just after profit, they're after fame, and not everyone's like that. And I think that's hard for some people because, like, people who see content creators on YouTube really don't know that content creators have plenty of other interests. Like, I personally want to start another YouTube channel, so I'll have 3 channels I'll be posting content to. The third channel is just going to be like just a gaming channel in general. I wouldn't really mention Godzilla on my channel because that's what I do on my Zimzilla channel, is for Godzilla and Kaiju. And I would just do gaming stuff with friends. Like, I would just post streams where we would just talk long, like, a lot about stuff. Like, I have a bunch of ideas and stuff like that. And I think with people who are trying to make profit off YouTube, they really can't do that like I can, because, again, I'm not making profit off this. They have to keep a large subscriber basis with views so they can get ad revenue, so they can get money. I understand that. And it's hard when Living Corp said, like, he puts a lot of effort into other videos and they just don't get the views as Godzilla videos do, and those videos aren't being monetized. I completely understand that. And I mean, I just saw a bunch of community rant videos, and I remember I did my community rant video, and that was more just, again, a singular issue that I just wanted to talk about. But it's just been kind of weird as of late, like the idea of like 2014 versus Shin Godzilla, the hate towards Shin Godzilla, the hate towards 2014. I mean, we're Godzilla fans. There's 2 franchises that are coming out. More kaiju like fandoms are popping up. Pacific Rim is getting a sequel, and I mean, we got Pacific Rim before we got 2014, and Pacific Rim was a beautiful film. I really love that film. So I really just don't know why there's so much like hate towards certain films from certain people. But I think it really just comes down to people are just tribal. I mean, people want to go into tribes where if they don't like something, they'll go and flock to the people who have the same opinions, and then that small little group will become bigger, and then they'll still be a minority, but it'll just be a very vocal minority. And I think like most people just come across vocal minorities of fandoms and then assume they're toxic. And I think like there's always underlining issues in fandoms, but there's just it's way more complex than I think we try to realize or think we realize. But that's just kind of it. I mean, those were just a few videos that I just kind of saw in succession, and I was just like, just really think I should do a video about it. But I still haven't done my Velociraptor for you video, that kind of response video that I want to do, and I apologize for him, and I thank him for his patience. I will try to get that up soon. And that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.